exactly hard to know all
No.
the nice
Okay.
things.
Yeah, it's going now. Hey, Carmela.
Hello.
Have you just
Can I look?
interrupting
Yeah.
our session? Go ahead.
Don't get in your way.
So, like, if you could just state, like, when you came into the building, like, how old you were when you came into the building.
I'll start then.
Okay. Yeah.
Like, and how, what, like,
Do
how
I
old
have
and
to
what
say
else?
How old,
I
and then
was?
how long you've been here.
Okay. So when I came here at Perth Co-op, it was in March 1st, 1988.
Huh?
I was 31 years, and I've been here for 35 years now.
Damn. Wow.
The longest place I've ever lived.
And
And the best.
we know your name, but sometimes for a film, they
Oh yes,
have
my
you
name is Beverly Vespali, and I have one son that grew up here. He doesn't live here anymore, he just recently moved out, but he lived here for
Yeah.
most of his life.
Oh, me next?
Yes.
I moved into the building in my name is Regina Kazarin. I moved into the building in October of 2009. So that'll be going on 14 years. Bev already said how old she was. I'll just say I was 50 plus. And I love it here. I really, really love it here. And my cat is all over.
Yes. That's all that matters.
Oh,
What does your cat, and you've got a cat too, maybe?
Yeah.
Do your cats have like favorite songs or favorite games that they play?
yes. It's called Where's My Food? He actually directs me to the food bowl.
And my cat, Bella, her favorite game is, I want my treats, my temptations. Because that's all she eats. Right now, she's kind of sick, so she's not doing it, but I have to make a decision by August 2nd to put her down or not. Yeah,
That's a hard one.
yeah.
You were telling
Oh,
me a pretty touching story. I don't know if that's one you'd feel like telling.
Yeah, but her teeth.
Yeah, like it kind
A
of
few years ago,
Hmm.
during COVID, it's hereditary, so I took her to the vet and all her teeth were rotten, and they said it was hereditary, so nothing you can do, so they said that she needed most of her teeth pulled. And when they told me the price, I almost fell over. They told me that it was like close to $3,000, $2,500. And I was like, what? So my cousin, thank God for him, helped me with most of it. But then there was still about $500-600 that I didn't have, and I don't know how I was gonna get it. So I put up a sign, talking, I remember, you remember,
Yeah.
talking as if Bella was talking, my cat, saying my mama is a good mama and I need dental work, and she doesn't have all the money, but she has most of it. But any donations that anyone would like to, doesn't matter what it is, would be greatly appreciated. And I did get some donations, it was very nice, you know.
A GoFundMe for cat.
It was nice. She appreciated it.
That's good.
That was about 2-3 years ago.
How did you first hear about Perth Co-op?
Well, I can tell you about that. I heard about it through Bev.
Really?
I always knew the building was here, and I used to come to functions before. That's how I befriended Carmela. Bev was already, I knew Bev from way back, and then I befriended Carmela and used to help out and volunteer for social events, and you know, got to know a lot of the people that lived here already, and I always loved it. So when I decided to move, I said, oh, I'd love to move in there, because I know so many people.
Right? She used to own a house on Sterling, and she was living in this big house by herself. And so one day she said, oh, I'm so sick of, paying bills for this house, and it needs work. And I said, so why don't you just sell it and move it to the co-op? And then one day she said, that sounds like a good idea. So she did.
Yeah, I did. And I've been happy ever since.
How about you? How did you hear?
I found out about this place even before it was built. Someone had told me about co-ops. I didn't know much about them, but then I found out where they were meeting before the planning of this building, and to get an application before it was built. So I went to the meeting and I learned a lot about co-ops and I said, that's a place for me. So I filled the application, but then the building was finished built, like after 2 years. And my application was lost. So the coordinator that was here at the time, Denise, she called me up 2 years after it was built and said, you're next on the list. We have an appointment coming up in March because we lost your application. I'm so sorry. Because I was one of the people that went to that meeting and filled it out even 2 years before the co-op was even built. So I got in right away after that.
I'm curious, when you said that's for me, can you remember some of the things that really appealed to you?
Yeah, they were saying like, you know, affordability, which was my thing.
Mhm.
Affordability, also sense of community, you know, all the places I lived before, like, you know, I didn't have good,
Neighbors and such.
just
the
the
area.
whole thing. I felt alone. You know, here I knew there would be a more sense of community and help and family, like family.
Did that come true?
Yeah, oh boy, did it ever. Yeah. It certainly did come true. This is like when I first came here, the first couple of years I was so gung-ho. I mean, I was a lot younger, so I had a lot of energy. I was always volunteering, doing stuff, helping out people. And, you know, I had a young child at the time, so it was a lot of good, like, I want to go out for coffee or something, so I'll watch your kids, you watch mine for free, like, you know what I mean? So there was a lot of that stuff going on, so it really helped me and the other people. And I just felt like, you know, I made a lot of good friends that are like family. And the longest place I ever lived, and I'll never move till I die. I always said that. Once I was here, I was like, I ain't moving till I die. So yeah, longest place I've ever lived in my life. And before that, I was always moving around, trying to find that home. Like, the places were just a place to live with a roof. This was actually, I felt like a home.
It's a community within a community.
Yeah.
And everybody's there to help everybody else, and I find that to be a very important thing. And the older you get, the more appreciative you become of these things, right? Because you never know, right? At least you know if you call somebody, if you're always in communication with, like if I'm in communication a lot with Bev, then if she can't get a hold of me or something, or I can't get a hold of her, you worry, right?
Yeah.
Well, what's the
At the end of
matter?
the day.
Like, what's going on? Right? So it's that trust you have and the secure
Mhm.
feeling that you have with being in such a place like a co-op. And nowadays, you feel almost rich to be in a place like this. When you look what's going on in the city, how expensive everything is. And even for like normal rent in here, it makes such a difference.
Huge.
Compared, like, I mean, full market value rent here in a co-op, in many co-ops, in all co-ops, compared to other, when you're out there, it makes all the difference. They need to build more co-ops, more, to help people who need the help, instead of being on the streets or shelters, or, that's what they need. They need more, no condos, they need co-ops.
Mhm.
Because people will feel that sense of knowing they're in a place that is good,
Mhm.
not just, like Beth said, not just a roof over your head, but a whole sense of being.
Mhm.
And I think that's really important.
I always say, we're so lucky to be in a co-op. Like, we are blessed, the people that actually live in co-ops. We are blessed compared to the way the world is. There's people crying to get into co-ops because they can't afford to live with the rents out there now. It's crazy. And the young people coming up, it'll even be worse for them. And, you know, what will happen to the future? Doesn't look good unless they build a whole bunch of, like they keep saying, oh, we're building condos, but people can't afford to live in condos, except rich people.
Yeah.
The normal person can't afford to live in a
I
condo.
mean, when you're looking at $3,000 for one bedroom,
Yeah.
and almost close to 4, or over 4 for a 2-bedroom.
Yeah.
And that's renting.
Yeah.
That's just rent.
Over COVID, I got rent evicted a couple of times, and yeah, like nobody would rent, nobody would rent to a single income with a dependent in a competitive rate, so I ended up paying way over market,
Yeah,
working overtime.
I know, so
It's
it's
crazy.
working to have a roof, and then maybe you might not even be happy, like,
Yeah,
you're spending all your money on that, you can't enjoy your,
yeah.
the rest of your.
Yeah, it's like Bev said, you're blessed. You're truly blessed to be in a co-op.
I'm gonna ask Christian just to tell me.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.